Hey, good morning, good morning. It's amazing today. I am feeling so wonderful at the moment, and I guess just wanting to share some of that, and also really, unpack a little bit more of what I've been diving into this past week, and even last weekend with one of the courses that I was running, the Authentic Happiness Intensive program, and so many breakthroughs around this particular area as well, which was so great. Hey Marie, great to have you on, honey. Hey Valerie, lovely to have you on, sweet. So definitely say hi, send me some love if you're jumping on, and look, honestly, and Marie, I'm super excited for you as well, hun, because so many people got such amazing value as well out of the Authentic Happiness program, and it was just so impactful in so many ways. So definitely the rules that we create for ourselves, this is the thing that makes it so difficult at times to really love and appreciate ourselves. It really does impact us in terms of we place those rules on ourselves, we place our expectations on ourselves, and then if we fall short or we don't meet the rules, then it can really impact our own self-love, and not only that, but our own confidence and our own belief in ourselves as well. So if we feel like we're not following through, or we're not doing what we have said to ourselves that we will do, then we tend to beat ourselves up as well. Hey Marguerite, so great to have you on here, honey. So definitely the rules is really massive. Hey Christy, great to have you on, hun. So with the rules, so we make up so many rules about how we need to be, who we need to be, and how we need to be living our life. And this is the one thing that really does impact like our own self-love. Good morning for everybody that's jumping on. Hey Sal, lovely to have you on here, honey. Hey Audrey, so great to have you on, babe. I haven't seen or heard from you for ages, so it's really lovely to have you on here. So, and Audrey, of course, she knows all about rules. We talk about that, or we spoke a lot about that at Date with Destiny with Tony Robbins as well. Hey Jen, great to have you on. So start to think about what are the rules that you've created for yourself that prevent you from actually allowing yourself to feel good about yourself. So what rules and what expectations, because it's really loving ourselves conditionally, and it's almost like, well, if I'm not organized, if I'm not this, if I'm not that, if I'm not on time, if I'm not successful, if I'm not pretty, if I'm not thin enough, if I'm not this particular weight, if I'm not earning this amount of money, if I'm not living in this particular way, if I'm not being a good parent, if I'm not, all these rules that we can place on ourselves. Hey Bridget, great to have you on, honey. All of these rules really do impact us at a significant level. And then of course, we project all of our rules onto everybody else. They should be on time, they should be respectful, they should love and appreciate me, they should be organized, they should show up, they should be successful, they should earn X amount of money. All of these things, and it really can derail us over time. And one thing that I love to do, and it's an emotional tool that I share with lots of people, and I find it the most liberating and the most freeing. And so many people feel scared at times to actually let go of these rules as well, because it's like, well, if I don't tell myself that, then I'm not going to follow through. And it's not true. It's almost like, hey Demetra, great to have you on. It's almost like getting angry that there's rubbish on the ground. So somebody's littered, so we might have a rule that there's rubbish on the ground. Hey Pete, great to have you on. That there's rubbish on the ground, but getting angry, getting frustrated that there's rubbish on the ground. There shouldn't be rubbish on the ground. How dare somebody put rubbish on the ground? Getting all angry and frustrated and projecting our rules onto the world, instead of actually just going over and just picking it up and putting it in the bin without any fuss, without any stress or anything else. So this is where we really start to get internal anger and frustration about the way that the world is, and we fight reality as well. Hey Crystal, great to have you on, honey. We end up fighting reality so much, and we spend so much time resisting the way that the world is because of everything that we're projecting about how we believe everybody else should be, which is actually just a projection of how we believe that we need to be. And it really, like I said at the start, hey Gloria, great to have you on, honey. Gosh, it's been years since I've seen you too, darling. Hey Anne, lovely to have you jumping on too. All these rules and all these expectations, really, it comes back to really conditionally loving ourselves. And then, of course, like I said, you know, if we're not projecting them onto the outside world, we tend to project them onto our family or friends or close ones. And then we feel hurt, then we feel upset because somebody's not living by our rules or living the way that we think that they should be, to be a morally good person or to be this or to be that. And it really does mess things up a lot. And what I found is with the Byron Katie work, so the work.com, Byron Katie is just so amazing in so many ways, and by sitting there and going through a lot of the worksheets, we can actually find where is the deeper reflection, where have we cut ourselves off from loving ourselves, where have we made ourselves wrong, where are we conditionally loving ourselves as well. Hey Dee, great to have you on, honey. This work is the most powerful work that I've actually ever done in all of my years of doing self-development work and finding different things. There's nothing else that I find that strips back all those layers, all those masks, all those things about who we need to be or how we need to be or what we need to be doing in life in order to be able to just have complete freedom in who we actually are and get back to our real core self. I truly believe every single person on the planet just wants to be themselves, and give me some love if you agree with that. You know, like there's nothing more freeing than just being able to just be ourselves. But quite often the ego mind, survival mind, gets scared, it gets upset, it gets worried that it's not going to be accepted, that it's not going to fit in, that all of those things. And so we're constantly looking to the world around us going, oh my gosh, you know, how is things going to be? Or, you know, am I going to be rejected? Am I going to be letting my parents down? Am I going to be upsetting somebody if I'm not this particular way? And hey, Michelle, great to have you on. Hey, Dallas, lovely to have you on as well. So when we're actually working through like a lot of these rules for ourselves, a lot of our beliefs are nothing more than thoughts that we've thought for so long that we've believed to be true, or we've taken that in from 0 to 7 when we were kids, and we've really, you know, taken a lot on board of, and a lot of it's all subconscious. So sometimes we just believe that's the way that things should be. Like we believe it so much that we don't even doubt that it could just be a thought, and that's really, really challenging as well. Thank you so much, Michelle. That's beautiful. And absolutely, so we're wanting just to strip everything back, wanting just to be able to be our real self. And quite often I talk about when we're born, we are our real self. So if I had a diagram in front of me, there'd be like a circle, and that's our real self. It's just who we innately are. We're like skipping along as a child, having fun, enjoying life, and then suddenly, you know, we'll either have love withdrawn or we get in trouble. You know, a parent might be stressed, or a parent might be worried, and the other, you know, be quiet, or don't be too noisy, or don't be so silly, or any of those things, because of course our parents have all those rules indoctrinated in them from their parents and their upbringing, and from society and mass consciousness and everything else. And we're not really taught to think independently as to question, what's a really good fit for me, what's supportive for me, what's going to help me to feel happier in life. Instead, we're just trying to fit in, and we're trying to have all these, you know, meet the right rules and expectations. And I used to constantly look for validation externally. So I used to constantly look for, am I getting it right? Am I doing the right thing? Am I being perfect enough? Am I being good enough? All of these things. Hey, Marguerite, great to have you on, babe. Hey, Dean. Thank you so much, Michelle. It's I think, you know, it's one of those things that we all need constantly, even myself. And a lot of the time I'm saying these things to reinforce it for myself as well, simply because we can all get caught up with those rules of how we need to be or who we need to be. So we have our real self internally, and then something will happen. So whether a parent criticizes or says something, or don't be silly, and then we have our devalued self. So that devalued self then starts to feel like it's not worthy, it's not good enough. That's where our ego survival mind really starts to kick into play and go, oh well, I shouldn't be too noisy, or I shouldn't be too much of this, or I shouldn't be too much of that, or I need to be more of this, I need to be more of that. And so therefore then our inner critic is born. So with the inner critic, then it's like, you need to be, and this is where a lot of the rules are created then, and a lot of the judgments about ourselves. Well, if only I was more of this, then I'd get more love, or then I'd get more acceptance, or then I'd be better. Hey Joanne, great to have you on, hun. All of those things. So the inner critic then really, and who's got a negative Nelly in their mind? Like I definitely have, and she can wreak havoc on me. She is brutal. And in the course that I ran on the weekend, so many people realized, we are so abusive to ourselves. Like we would not tolerate for a second from somebody else the way that we actually speak to ourselves at times, and the way that we beat ourselves up, and how we speak to ourselves. And this is what creates so much unhappiness. And I know for me, like that's where I go to the Byron Katie work, and I'll talk more about that as well, because it's so powerful just in like letting go of some of those rules. And it's not like going back to the rubbish example, like if you feel like you've got to get angry, or you've got to be a particular way, or you've got to have these rules because otherwise then you're out of control, or you're not going to live the right way, or you're not going to do these right things. Love is so powerful that love goes and just picks up the rubbish. Love doesn't demand things. Love is full freedom and full expression. And I truly believe that we are all innately love at our core, expressing itself. And so when we take away all the rules, it's not that we're going to be unruly or crazy or break, do all these mean things. If anything, the more loving that we are to ourselves, the more kind and the more kinder we are, not only to ourselves, but the more kindness and compassion we can give to others as well. And this is why I'm such an advocate of self-love and gratitude as well. Hey Chris, hey Brooke. Simply because it impacts our life so deeply, and the kinder that we are to ourselves, then we're not judging others as much. We can have more compassion. People will do whatever they need to do to try and get their 6 human needs met. I haven't got time to go into those today, but the 6 human needs are core drivers as to what we're trying to get from life. And most people are trying to get certainty and control because their ego mind, survival mind, is so scared. So all the time we're trying to belong, we're trying to fit in, we're trying to follow the rules of what everybody else is saying and doing, and that's where we can lose ourselves so quickly because we're looking for that external validation. I didn't know how to love myself, or even how to internally validate, or what even that was, until I was 32. I had no clue. I constantly looked for, am I getting it right, by looking to other people to see whether they were happy with me or not, which of course left me feeling completely chaotic, completely scared, and completely out of control. So I used to emotionally eat a lot. I would be very unresourceful. I would go into pleaser behavior, so trying to make everyone happy around me. So another rule that I had was I can't be happy until everybody else is happy, because I was always on, I guess, like tender hooks as to, oh, am I getting it right? Am I doing it right? Is somebody else going to be upset with me? Like, what's going on? It's a really scary way to live, and it's so exhausting adrenally for our system as well. So our adrenals get fatigued over time because we're constantly being the victim, because we're not creating our own reality as well. And absolutely, Marguerite, I looked at my calendar today. I was so excited to come and see you at 2 AFM as well, and have a quick chat with you about the rules that we do create for ourselves. So we all have this inner critic, and then from that inner critic, so we've got the real self, we've got the devalued self, so the self that feels like we're not enough, that we're not worthy, that we're not smart enough, pretty enough, all of those things. And so the inner critic is born, which is like, you need to be more of this, you need to be more of that, stop being so lazy, stop being so unorganized, all these rules then that are created with the inner critic. Hey Leanne, great to have you on, honey. All these rules that are created by the inner critic, and then the out of the inner critic is the ideal self that then's born, and it's this I guess forever in the future, this I'll be happy when finally, I'm organized, when finally I'm enough, when finally I'm earning enough money, when finally I've got this great relationship, when finally I've got the great house, or all these external things. Again, hey Sandra, great to have you on, honey. And Leanne, I'll send that information through for you as well. I was just chatting about the Authentic Happiness Intensive that I ran last weekend too, because this is all part of it. And it really is about just freeing ourselves, stripping back all of those rules, all of those expectations. And it's not that you're going to lose control. It's not that you're not going to show up in that way. If anything, it allows you even more freedom, joy, and happiness to show up in the way that you truly want to. You get to be the real you. How does that excite you? I know for me, when I pull away, like all of those, I need to be more productive, I need to be more successful, I need to get more done in a day, like all of that just makes me feel pressure. It makes me feel exhausted. It makes me feel drained, tired. It totally exhausts me with even before I've started my day, as opposed to actually getting to step in to full freedom and go, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky that I get to do these things. This is who I choose to be today. And absolutely, Bridget, I'm excited about Just Be Renewed as well. So Wagga ladies, particularly, or surrounding areas, jump in and grab a ticket for our Just Be Renewed event. Bridget and Bree Jones have, Bridget Holder and Bree Jones have done an exceptional job of putting together an amazing day with some beautiful speakers, and I'm so privileged and blessed to be one of those presenters as well. So there'll be lots of amazing talks for women, particularly about how to renew ourselves and how to just be ourselves, which is so valuable as well. Hey Angela, great to have you on, hun. So one of the things to start this process is just like write down, what are your rules? What rules are you having on yourself that are wreaking havoc on your life? What have you told yourself that you can't feel happy or you can't feel good about yourself until you've met these particular rules? What do you say to yourself each day? I need to get more done, or I need to be more organized, or I'm running late, or what do you beat yourself up for? I need to be healthier. That's another one that we actually have. And when we strip away all of those things, I don't know about you, but the second I tell myself I need to be healthier, or I need to be this, or I need to be that, or I shouldn't eat as much, or I should eat better, it just makes me even more emotional. And like I can go back into that emotional eating pattern. It's very rare for me these days, because I normally catch myself because I'm trying to figure out. So anytime that I'm doing a behavior that's really unresourceful, I ask myself, what need is it that I'm actually trying to meet? Because a lot of the time it'll be wanting certainty, wanting safety, wanting to feel secure, and all of those external things. None of that will actually bring you the internal security that you're actually wanting. There's some tools that I teach in the Authentic Happiness Intensive. I'll be teaching one of those tools at the Just Be Renewed event, which is the emotional guidance scale, which I'm so excited about, because I use these tools every single day just to strip things back, just to let go of all the masks, all the layers, and all of the rules and expectations that I've placed on myself, or perhaps if I've been emotionally upset or challenged or triggered by somebody else, so I'm placing my rules on somebody else. Then I come back and I just do the work, and I do it regularly. Like I do it every day. I have a 2-hour process in the morning, which might sound a little bit excessive to some. It started out as 10 minutes, but I definitely have a 2-hour process where I take care of all of those things so I can be in the best state possible, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and enjoy my life along the way as well. And it's not that it's always roses. It certainly was not like that years ago. This has been a consistent effort of changing my mindset daily, of up-leveling my mindset daily, of upgrading and up-leveling my beliefs, because we've all got that upper limit. We all hit a particular threshold and go, oh, maybe it shouldn't get too good. That's another rule. I shouldn't have too much money, or I shouldn't be too much of this. So absolutely, it's so, the language is so important as well, isn't it, Bridget? So thanks for jumping in, honey. Have a great day as well. So definitely take some time, work out what are the main rules that you're putting on yourself that are creating unhappiness for yourself. Go to thework.com and it's under the resources tab, and there's one belief at a time, which is a worksheet, or there's the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. Grab that out and start to do the questions. So all that I do, if I've got an unresourceful belief, so I need to be more productive, can I absolutely know that's true? And it might feel really true at the time, but I love what Byron Katie asked, which is, can I absolutely know it's true? So if I had to ask that question for forever, do I absolutely know that's true? Hey Rio, great to have you on, sweetie. I was only thinking of you the other day. So funny. So definitely ask yourself, can I absolutely know it's true? If I had to answer yes forever. Hey Beck, great to have you on. And then after that, how do I feel when I believe that thought? Our mind will only ever let go of something when it knows that it's actually hurting it. It's like picking up a coal out of the hot fire. We only let go of the coal when we realize it's actually burning us. And our mind is the same. So how do I feel when I believe the thought, I need to be more productive? Oh, I feel stressed. I feel pressured. I feel like I should be getting more done. I feel like I'm not enough. I feel unworthy. I feel depleted. I feel exhausted. I feel drained. I feel tired. I feel resentful, I feel angry, I feel frustrated, I feel like I'm not doing enough, all of those things. How do I feel if I didn't have that thought? Oh, I just feel like a weight's lifted. I feel relaxed, I feel calm, I feel like I can just get in and do whatever it is that I'm wanting to do. Can you feel the freedom in that? There's so much freedom when we're letting go of our rules and expectations. Now, all of our thoughts are like onions. We have layers and layers, and depending on how many times you've told yourself that particular thing, hey Glenda, great to have you on, hun. Just depending on how many times we've told ourselves that particular rule or thought that particular thing for such a long time, we will have multiple layers of this. So you may have to do this work again and again on those same things. I had rules around I need to be loved, I need to be appreciated, I need to be respected. All of that's external. All of that is trying to get other people to love me, to accept me, to appreciate me. When I let go of needing that from people, when I actually take the time to give that to myself, I allow other people to be in full freedom. We don't always feel great within ourselves. We're not always being the perfect parent. Like, I know for me, I love to help my kids feel loved. But if I actually took on that full responsibility, then that's a lot of pressure on me. And anytime they're unhappy, then it means that I can't feel like I've fulfilled that particular thing either. And it's a lot of pressure on them. They can't just be wherever they need to be. If they've had a bad day or they're not in a great mood, then it's a lot of pressure I'm trying to put on them. They need to be happy, or they need to be okay. Otherwise, I'm not okay. Or otherwise, does that make sense? And I think this plays out in a subtle way. I'm certainly not saying it's like, totally in our face all the time, but it's some of the ways that can kind of show up. And I think at times too, we can place our own self-worth as a parent, particularly based upon what we think that our kids should be or how they should be. So if our kids are like ranty or not happy or perhaps being a bit lazy or like any of those things, they're just being themselves, but we can then place that expectation or those rules upon them. And it's not to say that we can't guide them, but they feel that pressure and they will be resistant just the same as what we are. We don't like to be told what to do. We don't like that pressure and expectations from others. So it doesn't allow great conversations to evolve, simply because then we become resistant and we push against. So it's kind of like this, and nobody gets anywhere. When you pull down the walls of expectation, when you pull down the rules. Hey, I'm trying to Ellie. Thank you for your nickname in there. Hey Christine, great to have you on. When we take down our rules, our expectations, then they've got nothing to push against. And it allows beautiful conversations to evolve. It allows greater love and greater unconditional love in relationships as well. And which I truly believe just leads back to greater appreciation for life, gratitude, love, and all the things that we love to feel and sometimes feel that we can't get to, probably because of these unresourceful rules or things that we're blaming outside of ourselves. When we take back that full responsibility for our own happiness, for our own joy, we truly get to set ourselves free in that moment as well. Hey Deb, hey Sarah. So if you've only just jumped on, definitely jump back to the start and have a little look. We're talking about rules today that we've created for ourselves, and letting go of those layers and masks about who we need to be, how we need to be, all of those things, so that we can just show up and just be ourselves, which I truly believe is pure love. And we just get to live in this greater state of freedom. I know for a long time I did not feel free. I felt very controlled by things happening in my external world, but all it was all of my own internal beliefs. And when I started to shift internally, my whole external world changed. And I can pretty much say, I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday that I love so much, and I can pretty much say 95% of what I experience in my life today has been a true conscious creation. I have chosen to have those things, chosen to have those experiences, chosen to have those people, and my car and my house and how I live and what I do each day has all been consciously created and manifested through doing the inner work. I still have random things pop up which aren't ideal, which of course just shows and highlights what else I need to let go of internally as well. And of course there's always next level stuff, so it's very exciting work. Hey Anne, great to have you on. So wishing you all a magnificent day. I've just realized how dark it's kind of got in here. Wishing you all a magnificent day, and if anybody's kind of really resonated with that story or with what I've shared today, I am running the Authentic Happiness Intensive in February. So if that is, I've got a half price special until December. There are only very, very limited places for that, so if it really resonates with you, reach out to me and I will send you some information. You can also do it remotely, so if that's something that you're looking at doing, please let me know. And of course, if you're in the local Wagga area, get down to our Just Be Renewed event. We've got an amazing day planned with lots of beautiful other women speakers as well, all sharing their tips and tools of creating a happier life and taking great care of yourself, and that self-love, which of course is super important. And also, if you're in the local Wagga area, I will be on 2AAA FM with Marguerite this morning at 10:45 a.m. So look forward to chatting to you guys then if you're tuning in. So have an amazing day. Lots of love to you all, and I will catch you guys next Friday. Bye for now.